Hey guys, wrapped up the project here on the island, so I'm heading back home. I'm loving that. I'm pumped about it, and it's been fun here. I've been back and forth for a year, or over a year now, and I've lived on this boat for 6 months. So I've learned a thing or two, and it's been awesome. But I'm looking forward to getting out of here and getting home. I picked up a beater. And some people will get angry about that, but I picked up a beater because I call it a beater because I spent $2,000 on it. It's a Toyota. And I'm going to see if it makes it through the Rocky Mountains. It's about 1,100 kilometers or so. What is that? Around 700 miles through some rugged roads. And again, it's this time of year it can get pretty nasty. So right now I'm on Vancouver Island. My boat is moored about 40 minutes away from Swartz Bay Ferry Terminal. I'll head there first. From there, I'll head to Tsawwassen, which is about an hour-and-a-half ferry ride. From Tsawwassen, I'll head into Hope, BC, and I'll start my trek up the Coquihalla Highway. From Hope, I'll head into Merritt, BC. From Merritt, I'll head into Revelstoke, and from Revelstoke, I'll head towards home and end up in Banff, Alberta. So we'll take it through the Coquihalla, we'll do Rogers Pass, we'll do the whole run, and we'll see if this thing makes it. Anyway, I'm going to show it to you right now. First things first, guys, these nasty tires have got to go. I'm going to keep these rims. I actually found a 5th rim. This is original RAV4 from that era. It's a steel rim, but I'm going to keep them. I'll paint them up or whatever. But these guys got to go. I got to get some new tires on. These things are totally bald. And I got some snow tires I'm going to put on this thing. And they're going to be one size bigger. These are 215 70/16, and I'm putting on 225 70/16s. There it is in the background. I'll show you that thing in a second. I gave you a sneak peek of this not long ago. And this thing is pretty cool. I paid $2,000 for it, so it's going to be kind of iffy getting back, I think. But let's take a look at this vehicle, and I'll kind of go into it quick with you. And we'll see if a $2,000 Toyota can make it, what is it, about 1,100 kilometers or so, around 700 miles through the Rockies in the winter and get me home alive. Down by the ocean, and not going to be here for long. I'm going to try and take this beast back to the motherland and through the Rockies. It's going to be a heck of a drive, especially this time of year. So there it is. It's a 1999 first gen RAV4. It's an automatic. It's got the 2-liter engine in it. Tires were shot on this, and the stock tires are 215 70/16, and I put one size bigger. These are winter tires, dedicated winter tires, snow tires. This is one size bigger. This is a 225 70/16, and I didn't want to go too big. I do want to put 235s on here. They're about 29-inch tire. But you know what? It's going to be too hard for this thing to pull. Some of these mountain passes are crazy grades, man, like 6% for a long, long way. And I'm going to load this thing up. So it's going to be, I think it would have a hard time with nothing in it. And I'm going to have just this thing's just going to be loaded up. So I picked up, as you can see, roof racks. I got them from some dude for half price new. And I picked up that rooftop carrier cargo box. I'm concerned about two things. One of them being, I only paid $2,000 for this thing, so that's a concern. I have checked it out for sure. I redid the back brakes. What else did I do? Oil change, filter, air filter was good. All the fluids look good, and new tires. So really, that's it. It's ready to roll. The other concern would be the power. The overall power of this thing is pretty lame, 127 horsepower. So it's going to have a hard time, I think, just in general, where I'm going. But loaded up, you know, with 500 pounds of crap, I think it's going to be next level. But you guys will know as I go through here how it is and what it looks like. And I'm just going to do a video of me getting through with a $2,000 vehicle. And if there's any issues, you're going to see it here coming up. got my coffee, fire's out, got my disgusting hat, and some awesome long view jerky ready to go. There it is, guys. It's loaded, and it's not looking too bad. I don't know how many pounds of crap I got in there, stuff I didn't use or didn't need, but it's looking okay. There's the boat. So I'm just heading out, heading to the ferry. It's about 40 minutes from the boat, and this thing is loaded down. It didn't look too bad, but I'm about an inch off the bump stops. I just went over a speed bump and bottomed it out, so I'm going to take it easy, of course. Temperature-wise, we're around 0 Celsius here. That's where it kind of sits, and maybe plus 4-ish in the winter. This is the warmest place in Canada, so we'll see how the temperatures change as this trip progresses. Time for some jerky. He loves jerky. It's good to get on and get underway here because a lot of times these ferries are canceled due to manpower issues, and I don't know what's going on there, but or weather conditions. So it's just nice to get a good day. This thing's tracking awesomely. There's no weird wobbles. The steering wheel's bang on. It's just, yeah, crazy. How old is this thing? The wind is just howling. Just topping up the fuel here, guys. I'm gonna, I've only burned about a quarter of a tank, but I'm gonna top it up because we're just at the base of the Coquihalla. I'm fueling up in Hope, BC, and I know I'm gonna be on the pedal. I'll be mashing this thing to get up to speed. So I don't wanna be low on fuel up there. Temperatures obviously dropped too, snow on the ground, and it's kind of chilly. I don't know what it is, -5 or so. So here we go, the start of number 5, also known as the Coquihalla. I'm going to start heading up. I'm going to go into Merritt. Like I said, it's about an hour up into the Coquihalla, and temperatures are dropping. This is a wicked steep grade, man, and I've got to be on just hammering it, about 4,000 RPMs, doing about 70 up this hill. This is always difficult though. The trucks I just passed are doing like 20, and anyway, we're making it up. So I'm heading through ice half the time and then back into like hard pack, all slippery. Right now I've got a nice section here, and but yeah, it's been pretty sketchy for the last 40 minutes. Just pulling into Merritt, BC. I'm going to go to a hotel room, eat some crappy food. Actually, this is looking pretty good. Crack a beer and go to bed. Morning. Quick update for you guys. It is about 7:30 a.m. next day, and I'm leaving Merritt, BC. I was in a crappy hotel last night, and I was sharing paper-thin walls with crackheads. So I'm thinking this hotel room door has been kicked in recently. So far we've done 40 minutes to the ferry, sat in line at the ferry terminal for about a half an hour. The ferry ride's an hour and a half, and then we drove about 3 hours from the ferry terminal to Merritt, BC. I've got about 8 hours of driving to go-ish, 7 or 8, and we've got about an hour left of the Coquihalla. Started right up, no issues. I checked tires, oil, everything looks good. It's about minus 15, and we're gonna head that way. Things I've noticed, other than that check engine light, which has probably been on for 20 years, the heat is not blowing. It's lukewarm at best. It can't handle these temperatures for sure. This thing's spoiled rotten. It's been living in a temperate rainforest of Vancouver Island and has never seen these temperatures. And it's not even that cold. It's about minus 15 or 16 right now. So I'm gonna have to do something about that. Topping up in cam loops. Giving it some of the good stuff because I feel sorry for it. So what I'm doing is, if you recycle air, most of you know, if I'm here recycling the air, the whole car turns into a fog fest. You can't see out the windows. So what I'll do is I'll do that, throw it on my feet for about 20 minutes. It'll start getting too foggy in here, and then I'll just throw it over here and back here to defrost. So that's what I've been doing because this heater doesn't work. I'm just outside of Revelstoke. I'm gonna pop in there, grab a coffee. Interesting thing about Revelstoke, and I've mentioned this before in one of my videos, one season, I guess it was in 1972, had a record snowfall of 80 feet 3 inches. So that's like a 8-story building. That's a lot of snow. And if you notice the roof pitches here, they're really steep to shed all that snow. Black, no sugar, I'm sweet enough. Here it is. This thing's been running beautifully. No issues whatsoever. I checked the oil twice so far. We've done 600 kilometers. I don't know what that is, around 400, maybe just under 400 miles. And no issues whatsoever, other than me overloading it, and it has hit the bump stops. It flattened out probably 10, 15 times over some good-sized bumps. And it just kind of hits the bump stops. Nothing crazy, but it's probably hovering over them right now, maybe an inch or two. So that's something I'll look at, maybe upgrading the springs. I'm going to give this thing a 2-inch lift, as I mentioned. I think I mentioned. And it's going great. We're in Revelstoke right now, and I think I got about 3 hours to go, 3.5 hours to go. I think I'm going to wrap this up in Banff. Banff's pretty close to my place, and we'll see how it's going. But no issues, guys. This thing's probably in shock with this kind of weather and temperature, as this is an island vehicle, and it's been living a temperate rainforest life. This thing has no cracks in the windshield, which is bizarre because where I'm taking it, it will have a crack in this windshield, I bet you, in about 2 weeks. Racks, everything's holding up well, no problems. And again, just kind of overloaded. Fuel mileage has been awesome. I keep topping it up just because I don't want to run short. And it's just been going great. This is Kicking Horse Pass, another steep climb for the RAV. It made it, just like that. This beater made it. I'm so pumped. It was no issues with this car. My check engine light's still on. Nothing went crazy. Nothing went wacky, or I thought, oh, this thing's going to pop. The only sketchy bit about this was the conditions I was driving in. And it was a long haul. And a lot of that area's got no satellite signal. So if you get into trouble, you got problems unless you're prepared. It's just a beauty beater, $2,000. What else can I tell you? The road trip, of course, that was a nightmare. It was a bit of a coming closer to home. The closer I got to home, the worse it got. But there were some sketchy sections of the Coquihalla. Again, not a recommended route, man. If you don't have to take that route in the winter, don't do it. And then coming through Banff was just nasty. Whiteout conditions just was frightening, man. A few people in the ditch. Just a hint for some of you people out there that get in a ditch. Don't try to back out into oncoming traffic. It's not a good deal. I would go deeper into the ditch and wait for help, because it's just it's a dangerous deal trying to back out into a whiteout on a highway. So other than the road conditions, that was the sketchiest part. The car handled amazingly. All-wheel drive rules, man. You got to have all-wheel drive out here, as far as I'm concerned, or four-wheel drive. But again, this thing ran like a top. That windshield crack near the end there, as I went past the snowplow, man, that was absolutely deadly inside. It sounded like a bullet coming through. I've had tons of cracked windshields. I know what it sounds like when rocks bounce off them, but that was like, it sounded like a brick coming through. I don't know if you even can see it. It's hard for me to, there it is there. See it? Just a little ding. And I hardly have a little scratch here. It's probably going to develop into something nasty, but I got a bit of a ding there, but no holes, no cracks at this point. So pretty cool. The racks are good. The box was good. Everything was good about this thing. I got no issues. It's a $2,000 beater. It just made it through that. It was a hell of a drive, especially at the end. I mean, sometimes it's a beautiful run, but that was unbelievably nasty. So there it is, guys. 1999 RAV4. I usually do that drive in one day. If I get a 7 o'clock ferry, I do that whole shot in one day. It takes about 15 hours to do it, but I got the 11 o'clock ferry, so that's what kind of pushed it into the second day. It was a good thing too, because that last half, it turned really nasty after we got into Banff, and the whole trip took about 14 hours, just that second half. On top of the first day. So that was a long haul, man. And again, not recommended for this time of year. What else can I say about it? Oh, snow tires must have for sure. It is a bit squishy in the back. I'm gonna take care of that for sure. I'm gonna do a full review on this RAV4. I'm gonna take you through the mountains in it and kind of go over the whole deal. I'm loving this thing so far. I've kind of got used to the underpower ness of it, but you know what? It wasn't that bad. Only a few spots really, really kind of bogged down, but not enough to say I don't want the vehicle. It's not that slow, so that's pretty cool. Everything held up, no issues with the racks, with anything. But all I can give this guy is 2 thumbs up. I love it. I'm going to do a lot more to it. There's going to be a full review coming up on this as well. And I'll keep you posted because I got plans for this little baby. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.